There we go. That was weird. My audio source got changed for my mic, but thankfully it was still there, so we didn't have to shut down the stream. Alright, my tweet should be going out any minute, and then we'll wait for people to come in. Give a few more minutes for people to show up, and then we'll hop in. Start playing some Magic. Whoop, get out of here. Alright, we'll hop right into it. Actually, I did not pay attention to which deck I registered. Okay, cool. Saga Dungeoneer. We're good. Nothing to worry about. Gotta love winning the die roll. Let's see what we got here. It's a lot of recruiters. I kind of like it. Definitely could just get run over by something, but recruiter could be anything. Could even be a recruiter. And, you know, obviously 80 card deck, by the way. Opponent is in the tank. They are really in the tank. There we go. Oh no. Come on, pass priority. Free me. There we go. Ooh, excuse me. Wooded Foothills, Mox Diamond. So probably depths. Looking like depths. Yeah. It's gonna be a Green Sun Zenith probably. What's Loam? Okay, so it's just lands then. So our hand is a little... Our hand is like okay against lands. There's gonna be a good matchup for Seasoned Dungeoneer if we can find it. And these recruiters are obviously going to do a lot of work. They choose not to dredge Loam, the Saga. I guess I'm not sure whether it makes sense. I have no idea if Dungeoneer is good. It has not entered play yet. I hope it is. It seems okay, but no idea yet. This first recruiter is going... I think it's just going to get a Lion Sash right away. Yeah. What is this? Just Endurance. Surprised they didn't... I am surprised they didn't just attack me, but... They also... They put their Loam back in their deck. I know that Sash is going to eat it, but that... I don't know, that doesn't seem good for them. That is really good. So we can start with Wasteland on the Saga. They'll make a token. Then we can play Sash, eat the Saga. That seems pretty good to me. It's fine into crop rotation because Thalia keeps it from being cast this turn. I'm just going to exile this right away. And I might as well make them use the Crocus. Is a little weak into... Putting this Sash out this early is a little weak to Punishing Fire, but I think we can live with that. No blocks. If we untap them, we know. Ooh, okay. I am going to pay for the sash. I'm not going to pay for the recruiter, though. So what do we get here? Seasoned Dungeoneer. Okay. So I think what I'll do here is... Yeah, I think... Yeah, I'm just going to cast Recruiter for a Solitude here. Marketed for a Lauren? Lauren, Solitude. I think I'll do Solitude. And then the assumption is that... I guess I'm probably not blocking with this at this point, but... yeah, I'll stack. I really want to draw land here. If I can pay for Sash and then cast Dungeoneer, I think I'm in a pretty good spot to win this game. And if they're just paying for their creatures, that seems way better than anything else they could be doing with their mana here. Exploration. Forest and Foils. Okay. I think I'm happy to just buy some time here in Solitude. The Endurance. We'll just take 2 off of the construct. I am turning off camera just for a little bit. So we'll just take 2 here. That is A-okay. We're going to let this recruiter die too, I think, unfortunately. I guess actually maybe we... Actually, I don't mind paying for both, because if I don't find another land, then I'm not really going to do a whole lot with my mana anyway. So I'll actually keep both of these in play for now. And if I do draw a land, oh well. It just means we get to... I think... If I think I'm going to hold the Sash. I think I'm just going to pass here. I don't really want to play Recruiter because the Recruiter is just going to die when I don't pay for it later. And I think the Sash holding back the Construct is good. It also means it won't die to a Punishing Fire. That was Yavimaya Ghost Quarter? Yeah, sure. And I'm going to eat my Wastelands so that I can get out of range of that. I'll do that. So we're going to not pay for Recruiter, but we will pay for Sash. Wait, what? What happened to... Okay, I guess I get to submit for comp there. I floated a white mana on the Recruiter. I floated a white mana off my Recruiter there, and then I declined to pay, but the mana still emptied. So that's kind of a bummer, and implies that there is a bug. So that sucks if we don't draw a land here. We don't draw a land. Yeah, that's a big bummer. That's definitely a bug. That's definitely a problem. In that case, I guess I'm gonna recruit a Lauren here so that I have an answer for the next saga. I'm not really worried about... Alright, camera's coming back on. I'm not really worried about depths here, because basically both of the cards in their hand would have to be crop rotation. So yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, it's definitely a bug. That's really annoying. Okay, the blast zone to answer the sash. Okay, I think that's fine. And then what do they fetch there? They fetched... Oh, they fetched another Taiga. Okay. Alright, crack blast zone, kill lion sash. What are they doing here? Oh, it was a loam. Yeah, the loam's annoying. Alright, so they have zone, foothills, taiga. And they play out the taiga and the blast zone. Okay. So they have foothills in their hands. I'm pretty sure... Let me think. So next turn, if I pay for Recruiter, I have enough mana to cast Seasoned Dungeoneer, I get a Plains and play it, and then I'm still holding swords up. So yeah, we'll keep the Recruiter in play for now. Yeah, I think that bug must be related to the fact that every trigger that asks you if you want to pay one, or pay some amount of mana to make something not happen, the trigger appears twice now for every single one, for Tabernacle, for Daze, for Spell Pierce, which makes me think that there must be something weird going on that caused the bug to happen. All right, Seasoned Dungeoneer is finally in play, and it is, yeah, it's a fucking banger against lands. So I'm pretty excited for this. Yeah, Lauren, Sash, Initiative definitely helps. Initiative kind of solos them as long as we can keep it, and they're not really in a good position to be taking it away from us anytime soon right now, which is definitely really good. It sucks to only have 2 Sash in our main deck here, but, you know, that's okay. I think the Initiative definitely makes up for that. Crop rotation. There's a Saga. Okay. Not sure what they did in their upkeep. Oh, they did an upkeep to get this trigger. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Maze is annoying, but thankfully we have this wasteland. Do I want to Swords to Plowshares this construct token? I think... No, we will not. Let's see. So for the initiative, we're gonna go down the kill them side, and we're gonna put counters on the Dungeoneer. We are obviously going to pay for the Dungeoneer, and then are we paying for the Recruiter? I think we are, because we're probably going to wasteland the Maze, attack with Dungeoneer, and then probably Lauren the construct token, and then we'll have 1 mana left over for swords. Yeah, so we can pay for this recruiter, no problem. Port is kind of nice too, but we're almost certainly playing Wasteland here. Yeah, because let's Wasteland the Maze. Cool. Let's go to combat. Dungeoneer triggers, targets itself. We just get a port in our hands. Alright, that's fine. I think I actually wanted to get a counter there, because that would have given me lethal next turn, and now we don't have lethal, which is a little unfortunate. Exploration is kind of a problem, but I don't know that we have a good answer to it right now. Like, obviously we can Lauren it, but then we're just going to kind of get buried by construct tokens before we're sure that we can kill them. And that is my current concern. So if we Lauren the construct, if we Lauren the Saga, they're going to make a construct, and then they can play Saga again then next turn, but then they only have, they have 2 3/3s, which is way better than just killing the token, because they're going to also have 2 3/3s, but then have gotten the Saga trigger that way. So yeah, we're going to Lauren the Saga. Yeah, like, I think exploration with Loam is scary, but I'm going to try to end this game pretty soon, so. Alright, so they might crack this Blast Zone for 3 on this turn to kill Lauren and Recruiter. That seems entirely reasonable, as much as I don't want them to do it. Ooh boy. That ain't good. So they dredge Loam into Grove, Depths, and Stage. Here they are Blast Zoning my 3s. So they are going to take the initiative back this turn. But they usually only have 1 forest, so they've already gotten that. I'm going to Swords for the clock. So I only take 2 here. Okay, they do have another forest, but I think they're going to cast Loam for lands that are not that, so. I'm going to guess they're going to get Maze, Depths, Stage, and probably going to play Maze and Stage. They could also get a Saga here, actually. Maybe Saga, Maze, Stage. I would believe that, too. Yeah, if they play Saga and Maze, that's probably the best thing they can do here. They don't get Maze. Interesting. They get Saga, Depths, Blast Zone, and they play those 2. So there's no threat from them this turn, really. And we have a Field of Ruin. Interesting. Yeah, let's start with an attack. Protection from creatures. Wow, okay, just hitting lands, I guess. We get the initiative back. We are definitely going to trap them. We just want to kill them next turn. so we have 5 mana in play. We can play field activated on Caracas, and then we'll be at... we can't... damn, we can't field and port. Maybe that doesn't matter. Yeah, so I think we field Caracas and then play Thalia as a blocker, and that's... well, no, because they can just make it a construct, so that kind of sucks. Never mind. Okay, instead, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Yorion into my hands, and I'm going to port their Saga in their upkeep. I don't have a way to make a blocker that matters, so I will not bother. Them hitting Forge here is not going to matter, since they will have to have already attacked to get it, and then hopefully they're just dead next turn. Do have Bolt in their deck, that's good to know about. They can loam for stage depths here. They get, yeah, the stage Saga Maze is what they get back. Or they already have the depths in their hands. Okay, cool. So they think that getting this port is going to save them because they're going to play the Maze now. But we have 2 answers for Maze in our hands. So we're going to be okay. They're going to attack us for 2. We go down to 4. They take the initiative, probably going down the Forge. Probably going down the right side, actually. They should go down the right side, but something tells me they're not going to. Okay. All right. I think they made the right choice there. All right. We're going to pay 1 for the Dungeoneer. Now we'll play port. We're going to port their Maze, and whoa, I am almost porting the wrong lands. Okay, Theta Scoop, cool. Alright, yeah, Seasoned Dungeoneer. The initiative definitely solos lands, and we saw why there. Yeah, it's real good. And that's good, because lands is kind of an iffy matchup lately. So the cards I'm going to board out is I'm going to board out Jite. Excuse me. And then I usually board out Swords. Or no, I don't usually board out Swords. Swords is like kind of annoying. It's basically you kind of need it to win construct fights sometimes. Right, I usually am boarding out Thalias, especially on the draw, and because they have Caracas. Spirit's not great, but a lot of times they have Sylvan Library, if nothing else. Yeah, let's do this. We'll reveal Yorion, and this hand is great. I shouldn't say great. This hand is quite good. It doesn't really... I think if it had a rest in peace, it might be great, or a surgical or something like that. But as is, it's still very good. Snow-covered forest. Aether Vial. Them not having exploration feels great. Right, yeah, just get Lauren in Spirit. Easy. It was funny, I did do that the very first game that I had Lauren in play. Where is the Saga? How original. What do we have here? Batterskull. Okay. Playing the second Vial is always a little scary against Blast Zone. But I'm not really doing anything else with my mana, and I don't want to cast the Stone Forge. So I guess I could just leave the Vial in my hands. Yeah, I'm going to do that, actually. I just won't cast the Vial. We'll put Mom in, end of turn, and then Vial and Stoneforge to get a Cauldra and hopefully just kill him. Wasteland, you say? So their mana's kind of bad this game. Notably, they're not going to have an answer for this mom. Unless they like crop rotation for a red source. No, they're not doing that. Cool. What do we get here? Plains. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll just put Yorion in our hands now and pass. Notably, this Saga can get a Pyrite Spell Bomb, but they don't currently have the red mana to activate it. So we'll see what happens. Oh, curious. They're just going Turbo Saga, huh? It's not the worst plan. It is a very good thing for them to do. And they discard a stage. Oh my gosh. So much is happening. Loam back Saga stage here. Is that what's happening? Not yet, if it is. Alright, well they didn't get Pyrite Spell Bomb, so this Stoneforge is gonna get there. I think I'm actually just gonna get Sash here. I was thinking of getting Cauldron, but I think this is probably a good Sash moment. Because I have the Batterskull at least to help with these dumb tokens. And the Sash itself will obviously also help with that. Yeah, let's get Sash. And we're just going to Violet in right now. And then we will tick this up to 3 and draw. Port. I don't mind that because... So I can port their Saga... Yeah, I'll just port. I'll just do that. If they try to Wasteland port before I get to their turn, then I'll just use that mana to put Batterskull into play. Yeah, perfect. Endurance is going to target themselves. Targeting me. Yeah, that's fine. I can have a port in the bottom of my deck. I really don't care about that at all. Yeah. Okay. We have Council's Judgment for that, and we've already gotten the Stoneforge trigger, which is like all that really mattered. So this is looking good. I'm gonna hit Stage, and I'm gonna hit Wasteland, and I'm keeping Saga in their yard at least for the time being, because if I draw a Surgical, I definitely want to hit Saga over basically anything else. We'll take Vial up because we'd rather Yorion be in play as a 4/5 than not. Swords is great. So we'll start with Judgment on the Torpor Orb. And now we can attack with the Batterskull. And we just gain the life. That's great. Now we can pass. So they can make a construct, then there'll be 3/3s. Saga triggers, they get 4/4s. Probably getting a pirate spellbomb now. Maybe not. I mean, they don't. Maybe they have to just to get rid of this mom because they don't have another way to do so right now. Or they're going to crop rotate it again for another saga. I really wish we had no tabernacle. That's fine. Okay, so we'll get rid of one of the sagas. Notably, I'm not really concerned about anything that let's see, so we're going to pay for the germ for sure. Also going to pay for sash for sure. And I think I'm letting both Stoneforge and Mom go. They're not really doing anything for us right now. Because everything's out of range of those other things. And we'll take Vial up to 5. Another Stoneforge, you say? So I think what I actually want to do is just reconfigure the sash onto the germ. Because... Actually, is that good? Because if I attack, they might just... If they double block with the constructs, that's kind of fine. But I like that it makes Sash no longer a creature, so we don't have to pay for it anymore. Yeah, I'm going to try this. We have Yorion now to protect everything, so... Oh, sorry, it makes it a 7/7. I'm dumb. Actually, that's fine. So it means that they can block with Construct and Endurance, and that would not be great for us. So I'm just going to chill. Still in a good place, even if we can't attack. So, hey, Sleepy, what's up? Our opponent has to spend all of their mana saving their creatures. None of which can attack. Yeah, I don't think getting this Tabernacle was a good idea, but I'm not going to complain about it either, so... Clock is going to start mattering, so we're going to go a bit faster here. Certainly paying for the germ. Not taking a vial. Pass. Another swords is great. Let's go to attacks. The nice thing here is that if they just block with everything, then all we need is one Swords to Plowshares on a construct, and we win the combat. And they do that, so easy peasy. I'm going to eat something in my graveyard just to get big. I guess we can also eat their endurance, because why not? Still paying for the germ. Declining the vial. Then we have another Iganjo. That's not great. It's not bad, it's just not that impressive. We'll attack here. Endurance is fine. What do they target? They are targeting no one. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Now I am going to Stoneforge for Cauldra. We're doing great. This is the first match. We are up a game against lands right now. This is game 2. And now we win. Sick. All right. Definitely a match where initiative is great. I don't know that we would have won that first game if we had not played a seasoned Dungeoneer. Definitely makes up for only having one Sash in our deck, that's for sure. I am currently playing 3 copies of Seasoned Dungeoneer. I doubt that's where I would land in the end. It's just I want to play enough copies that I actually ever draw it and can see how it plays. I suspect the correct number, if it's not 0, it's probably 1 or 2. But we'll see. That was literally the first game it's been in play. Or the first match it's been in play was the first game of that league, of that match, so... this hand is smelly, so we're going to get rid of this one. This hand is better. I was going to say, is my opponent doing something dumb? They're just passing to their second combat main phase for some reason. Or post-combat main phase. Underground Sea is not good. So I did play a build a while ago that was force pitching Baleful Strix. Maybe Tempo Doomsday then? We'll see. I played a list that had 4... four White Plume adventures with Ancient Tombs to power them out. I think the reason I don't want to play Ancient Tombs is because they make your matchup against Delver a lot worse. And I already think the initiative cards are kind of hurting that matchup. Maybe even more than we can afford to, but obviously I'm still trying it out. But the point is, the reason I'm trying... Well, we'll figure out what they're playing next game, I guess. The reason I'm trying out Seasoned Dungeoneer over White Plume, first of all, is because I'd rather, when I'm not turboing out the initiative, I think I would rather have the higher quality card than the one that is cheaper. And Seasoned Dungeoneer is way better at fighting over the initiative than White Plume is. White Plume kind of needs other cards around it to actually fight for the initiative when you aren't casting it on turn 1. And Seasoned Dungeoneer actually lets you fight for it really well. That being said, what am I playing against? They had Baleful Strix, Force of Will, Brainstorm, Underground Sea, and Beseiju. It feels like it has to be a Luren, but I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't think Batterskull is going to be that good. And I also I'm going to cut Mom on the assumption they're bringing in Plague Engineer. It could be Strifopile, but nobody plays Strifopile like other than Strifo. But we'll see. It has bug colors. That is what we know, and it is playing generically good bug cards. never didn't have it. 80 card deck, by the way. Forest Tarmogoyf. Our opponent so far is playing Shardless Bug. I guess I could have played Thalia there, but it's not going to do much. I think I'd rather Vial in Thalia and then cast Skyclave to make sure they can't force it. Nice Wasteland after getting Brainstorm locked. Hello? Yeah, my opponent is not going to have a good time this match. Yeah, so we'll put in Thalia, cast the Skyclave. They shuffle their library, and they miss on another lands, and we never get to learn what they were playing. I mean, I guess we saw Tarmogoyf. We know they were playing something awful, but... How long did that take? 3 minutes. Got it. Got him. By the way, the stream is going to be short this evening because I'm going out of town tomorrow, and I have to be at the airport very early, and I need sleep. So, we will only be playing the one league. Yeah, I don't know why people choose to do that, but I will happily farm them in the meantime. Yeah, my combo is white cards and planes to cast them. Oh, true. That's true. Planes Vial. I did have that combo both games. Well, they had the force for it in the first game, so that doesn't really count. They really disrupted my combo and then just lost to the leftovers, right? I mean, Vial's the only good card in our deck, right? Everything else is garbage. By the way, if any of y'all are going to Eternal Weekend or playing in the online Eternal Weekend at very cursed American hours or normal European hours, I shouldn't judge. Wish you the best of luck unless you're playing against one of my close friends, in which case I hope you have a good game that you lose. I imagine a lot of people who would be going to Eternal Weekend are probably not watching my stream right now. They are in the middle of traveling to Philadelphia, but you know. Oh man, Plains Vial again? Let's go. Volcanic Island Ponder. Could be Delver, could be Storm, could be Control. It's true, it could be Show and Tell. It's Days, so it's not Control. Could be Delver, could be Show and Tell. Probably Delver. We know they have Volk in their deck. Nice. Spirit just resolves. Island pass. Oh. Okay. You can index. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's show and tell. Let's see. Cauldron. That doesn't really do anything. Why do I have an end of combat pause here? So I'm pretty sure what I want to do here is Recruiter for Lauren. Recruiter for Lauren will protect me from show and tell into Omniscience or Sneak. And then we can, if we're wrong on what they put in, we still have the Solitude to answer whatever they do actually put in. But if they put in Omniscience, we're usually just dead, and Lauren will protect us from that. So let's do that. And the basic mountain also makes me wonder if they're just about to like play Soul Land, cast Sneak Attack, and try to untap with it, and Lauren will be very good against that too. So if they just... So this must be their show and tell. I think they're going to show and tell in a Sneak Attack and then activate it right away. In which case, this Solitude is going to help us with that. No, it's just Archon of Cruelty. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so that fizzles. That's fine. So we're going to sack the Recruiter, and I think we're going to discard the... Yeah, we just have to discard the Cauldron. There's not really another option here. Thankfully, they don't draw off of the Archon trigger. I'm just untapping to see if I draw Swords to Plowshares instead, really. I do not. Now I wish I had the Cauldron in my hand. That's how it goes. Yeah, so I'm gonna Solitude here. Gonna hope. Sick. So we kill Archon. Get to attack for a bunch. And now we can cast Stoneforge and Port. I'm gonna get Batterskull, I think. Yeah. I guess I could cast the Stoneforge first. I think if they have a Force, there's like almost no chance that they use it on the Stoneforge anyway. So I'm not sure, but what do I tap here? I think it's probably just the island to make sure they can't cast another show and tell. Wikipelius, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I should see if they decide to make the mistake for sure. I guess I knew about the volcanic island, so. Okay. Let's take our free extra draw. And we... Holy shit, I'm so good at this game. Unbelievably good at this game. So... If I play Caracas, bounce, and then cast, I don't have the mana to then... Yeah, okay. So we'll be attacking with Stoneforge instead of putting in Batterskull, but that's fine. And they concede. Sick. All right. Yeah, we're gaming over here. That's for sure. Boarding Containment Priest, Peacekeeper, 2 Council's Judgments, and I think that's usually it. Yeah. Jite is awful. Sash is not very good. I keep in Moms because they usually have like sideboard Pyroclasm and things like that, or like I guess a lot of times it's Kozilek's Return, in which case it's probably going to be bad, but that's okay. What else do I want to cut? All the 2-drops are good. All the 3-drops are good. I would normally board out swords, but I've seen Archon. I think it's going to be important to have removal for that is at least 1-for-1. So I might just cut some Dungeoneers because they're slow. I think cutting Batterskull is fine, but I think I want at least, because I'm cutting both Jite and Sash, I think I want at least 2 Stoneforge tutor targets. I don't think the Batterskull is that impressive, but so I guess sometimes it can help you beat Annihilator triggers, but that's about it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll only shave 1 Swords of the Plowshares. Yeah, let's try that. This hand does a little bit too much of nothing, even though it does have Vile. I think if it had Vile Port, I would maybe be into it, but I think we just need more action than this. This is the same hand, but a little bit better. My opponent also mulliganed to 6, so I'll think about going to 5, but this might be okay against a... I think we can, yeah, we'll just keep this and put Flicker Wisp on the bottom. This Show and Tell turn 1. Sneak Attack turn 1. Fable turn 1. Interesting. They just discard Show and Tell Scalding turn, huh? Alright. Another Fable. It's gonna Fable me out, huh? With this hand, it might work, unfortunately. Cast draw Thalia. Thalia would be pretty good. Another Vial. Another Vial is not good, but we will cast it. Alright. Let's draw another land next turn, please. Would really like that. Alright, they kept the land in their hand. Wow, the spammers are out in force tonight. Come on, come on. Field of Ruin. Okay, cool. So, what do we want to do here? I don't. I think I kind of like recruiting for Containment Priest, because that'll um, it'll make the Fable not flip. Next turn we can then Wisp the Reflection, and then we can start dealing with these tokens. It'll also just mean that they can't win unless they show until an Omniscience specifically. Yeah, I think I'm not that worried about stabilizing here quite yet, because I think I'm going to have a lot of cards to give me the ability to do that, and also having Containment Priest means it's less likely for it to suddenly start going wrong. Obviously, if they have Fury, it's going to be really bad, but I don't think... I think that's true even if I go for Stoneforge, so... Yeah, I think I can deal with that since we can at least cast all of our spells at this point. Yeah. I'm going to laugh if we thought about it this long and then they're just going to have force anyway. No, okay, cool. Yeah, I think Containment Priest and Stoneforge are both... I think they're both defensible. I think Containment Priest is good enough against the current board. I think Stoneforge is really good against the current board and very bad against them playing like basically anything. I think Containment Priest is a lot better against the scariest things that they can do, other than Fury, which I think is going to kill us no matter what. And also maintains their current board well enough that I think it makes up for the fact that it is not as good as Stoneforge. So that's why I'm going for Containment Priest here. I'm going to Vial in their upkeep. So the Fable gets exiled. Any show and tells now have to put in Omniscience. They can't put in anything else. Okay, they did have Fury. So that's a bummer. I'm amazed they didn't just make a copy of Fury to put me down to 4. Technomage, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm not sure Fury was beatable anyway. But let's see. We have a Wisp. So what we can do here is Judgment the Reflection. And then what we can do is when they go to combat, we can put in Wisp, flicker the Fury, trade with one of the Shaman tokens. We take 2, go to 8, and then the Fury comes into play but doesn't have anything to target. So the reason I don't want to Judgment Fury is that Reflection makes basically any card that they draw incredibly scary. And I think I have the tools to deal with this Fury over the next couple of turns. Notably, after this turn, I'm going to be able to put Yorion in my hand, and we can go to that as as a potential endgame off of these vials. So yeah. Yeah, because like now that I don't have Containment Priest in play, if they just show until in anything, they can immediately make a Reflection copy of it, and then the game's over. You are very welcome, Technomage. I enjoy playing this format quite a bit. I enjoy playing this deck a lot. This is some of the most fun I've ever had in any game ever. So, all right. So now we can Violin Wisp. Hit the Fury, so we just take a lot less damage. Block. Yeah, don't remind me of the fact that they might do that. I'm trying not to think about it too much. This might be a hardcast Archon, actually, though, which would be very bad. Or a hardcast Grizzlebrand, I guess. Yeah, Batterskull has to go. Probably dead here, though. I don't think there's really any card that I can draw here that helps. I guess if we draw Solitude and they don't have a Force of Will, then actually we're in very good shape. But it has to be exactly Solitude. Let's see. I think, okay, so if I keep this Vial on 3, then it can be Solitude or Recruiter of the Guard. Did we get there? Holy okay. Alright. Alright, here we go. So let's start with this. Recruiter. I can't believe this just happened. So now we get Solitude. Put Yorion into our hands. Evoke Solitude. Don't have Force of Will. Please don't have Force of Will. Oh my god, they don't have Force of Will. Alright. Well. Now we are in such good shape, and I feel like a genius for keeping that second Vial on 3. Whew. Oh my god. Alright. Play to your outs, folks. I will happily block with Wisp here, because I just really don't want them to keep getting mana, and I don't think the clock matters a ton. I'm keeping Solitude in play because I need it as a blocker. Ooh, sneak attack. But this is... I guess if they draw into Lotus Petals, this is good. Oh, they have a... yeah. Okay, so... oh, sure. Okay. I was going to say, I'm going to laugh if they just don't find Lotus Petals now and they just go down, they just discard 7. Yeah, I don't think I think them doing that on their turn did not make any sense. They should have just waited for me to attack into that. Although, I mean, we'll see if I would have, but like I think they should do that. But anyway. They discard, okay, sure. I did see an Omniscience in there briefly. So now we'll take this Vial up to 4. We draw a Thalia. Given that they discarded an Omniscience, there's like basically a 0% chance that they don't have at least one big creature in their hands, which means that we're dead. Yep, there's Emrakul. We did. But damn if we didn't fight for it. That turn was so cool. I'm going to bring back in another swords, and I think I'm going to actually cut the Seasoned Dungeoneer. I think it's just too expensive for us to rely on it. And I think we'll stick at that, yeah. I would love to play first. Let's see what we got. I don't mind this. Mom is kind of whatever, but we've seen Fury, so we're a little scared of that. We have 3 cards that are all various different levels of good to put in off of Show and Tell. I think I'm fine with this. I would like to have a Caracas, certainly, but... This is not that Show and Tell is very popular, but like this is definitely a matchup where Lauren is so much better than Commando is. Like wow, is it so much better? Yeah, we're gonna annoy them. Now they can't shuffle after the Ponder if there's only like one card in the top 3 that they want. Against a deck like this, that is definitely going to matter sometimes. So they choose not to shuffle. I'm kind of into just waste porting them. We don't... The only real concern I have is, like, what's our plan next turn? Because we're going to have to stop porting them probably next turn to cast one of our 3 drops, but... yeah, I think I'm also pinging for 1, because I don't think... I think if they choose to evoke a Fury on Mom now, I'm pretty happy with that, so... I will at least start by wastelanding this, so they can't do anything cheeky. If they had, like, a Lightning Bolt in their deck or something like that. At least now I get to F6, so there is that value. It's going to go Ancient Tomb Show and Tell, make me feel dumb. Nope, cool. Council Judgment, that's nice. Interesting. They played Ancient Tomb but still don't have anything to cast. That is making me consider... Funnily enough, Sky Cleaving their Lotus Petal is like basically as good as porting them, but I also get to get another attacker into play. I kind of don't hate that. Especially because we have Lauren as an answer to Sneak Attack, which is really the only thing Skyclave is good for. Other than stuff like this. So I'm kind of into that. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, is this just sneak attack here? Yeah, cool. But they don't have a way to activate it currently. That's also really good. I think I'm gonna play the Judgment here because the Lauren is more valuable as something that I can put into play off of Show and Tell. Judgment is obviously like really versatile, but since we have the Solitude to answer a creature, if that's gonna matter, that makes me feel a bit better about it. Okay, sick. And then hopefully next turn we draw a land, and then we can port their only colored source while recruiting for something scary. Probably a good Tame Priest. It's a lot of colorless mana. What you doing with that? Playing another sneak attack. Okay. Well, let's try Wispin Skyclave. Yep, Skyclave being in play ended up mattering a lot here. I'm feeling very good about how we've played this game so far. Fable, sure. I think I'm pretty happy to Swords the token and port their islands here, and then just attack. They're probably going to get a land off of the Fable loot, but that's still only one colored source, and then their City Traders is going to go away. Yeah. And then I'll consider Laurening the Reflection when we get to that point. Let's see what they rummage away. Force of Will and Brotherhood's End. The Brotherhood's End makes sense. I'm surprised to see a Force of Will get discarded. Maybe they just don't have a blue card, but like I think I would be digging for blue cards in that sense. I'm not sure. What do we got here? Show and Tell. Okay. I'm just gonna put in Lauren because even if they don't put in Omniscience, then Lauren can hit the Fable, and if they just put in a creature, then Solitude's going to take care of that next turn. So yeah, I'm gonna put in Lauren. Okay, it is Archon. That's fine. In that case, I'm just gonna Solitude the Archon now because I'm gonna have to discard a card anyway. I kill that. What am I sacrificing? I think I'm sacrificing the Flicker Wisp. I don't really want to... I think I want to keep the Lauren around in case I draw Karakas. I don't want to get rid of the Skyclave because they get a 4/4. And I don't really want to get rid of a Mom because it insulates us at least a little bit from a Fury that is otherwise very scary. Although I guess they're not going to hard cast a Fury anytime soon, so maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe we just keep the Mom in play as a... Or keep the Wisp in play because it is a... Oh, they're about to gain 3, so it's not going to be a 2-turn clock, but... They need 2 lands because we have port, right? So. And I guess even with the mom in play, the Fury still kind of wrecks us. It's still going to kill at least 2 creatures and leave another one that can't attack into Fury. Yeah, mom's going. Yeah, no worries. Land would be great, Caracas especially. I'll still take any lands. Now we can put Yorion into our hands. Attack them for 7. And all I really care about here is the colored sources. Okay, there's an Evoked Fury. Pitching a sneak attack, so that's nice. Obviously, this kind of sucks, but I think even if we had a mom, it wasn't going to matter a lot. Now the question is whether we draw off of Lauren here. Let me see. So I'm leaning towards no because we don't really need another card to win the game. I think their draws are likely to change more than ours. So yeah, we'll just let everything die. So that's 3 sneak attacks gone, which is nice. Yeah. We just Yorion here. That's a good draw. What is this? Odawara. Interesting. I think I'm just going to cast both the 2-drops. It's worse against another Fury. But I think it's good against basically anything else they could have. Yeah, I'm just going to double 2-drop. They've cast like no cantrips. Oh, holy shit, that's so good. Cool, we win the match. I think, yeah, I think they were it was going to look pretty bad for them there because I would have been able to attack with everything. Um, if they block the Thalia, I bounce it. If they block the Spirit, I just let it die. But then they go down to 2, can't use their Ancient Tomb. I port one of their volcanic islands, and then they only have 1 mana on their turn with a Thalia in play. And I think the game's basically over from there. Sorry, I'm actually... Oh yeah, I'm good. Never mind. All right. Seems a little boring, but it's hard to mull hands with lands and spells when some of those spells are Stoneforge. So I think this is keepable. My opponent is mulled to 6. There's definitely a name I recognize. I don't know what they play though. Turn 1 Saga, huh? I don't like any deck. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I don't like any deck that goes turn 1 Saga, and I'm guessing it's going to be 8 casts, and I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be happy I have this Lauren for sure, though. So, yeah, we will Stoneforge and see if it gets forced. Cool. We will get Kaldra. Probably going to play an Ancient Tomb here. Yep. And a Port Saga, then Lauren the Saga. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's pretty reasonable. I think I am gonna Lauren the Saga on this turn, because 1 construct is very beatable. Yeah, prevent Shadow Spear, prevents something like they know we have Kaldra, so they could also get Aether Spellbomb, which is always annoying. I think a Spellbomb is probably more likely here than the Spear because we have Kaldra in play. Or because we have Kaldra the threat. They see Rashadan Port. Okay. Okay, we see Sai, which is good because that means I'm definitely not casting Dungeoneer. I don't know if I was going to anyway, but we're 1000% not going to now. What do we get here? Iganjo. Okay. So I'm definitely playing Port, and then it's just a question of, am I porting or am I holding up Iganjo along with this Kaldra? Yeah, Iganjo's probably going to miss the construct. They're not going to attack with Sai. Yeah, I think I should just port seat of this. I think I should just port seat this in odds, and that since that saves us, protects us from Thought Monitor, which is probably the most annoying card. Yeah, so we'll do that. I don't know yet. I just don't have enough. Don't have enough reps with them to say for sure. I'm leaning towards no. I think if they do belong in D&T, it's in like annoyingly small numbers for a suite of cards where none of them are tutorable. I think that's kind of where I'm at this point. Is Ginger Brute. Whoa. Yep, that is the correct attack with that port. Funnily enough, another ancient tomb. I think the most likely outcome of the initiative cards is that they are okay, but mostly only good in the matchups that you already don't struggle with, which is an unfortunate conclusion for basically every cool white card that ever gets printed. Another port. I'm kind of interested in recruiting for a Spirit of the Labyrinth here. Because I think the scariest thing that they can draw against us is just like drawing Thoughtcast effects and just like overloading the board. The one thing it does leave us weak to is Cannoneer. But I think I'd rather, since if they had a Cannoneer, they could not have cast it this turn. Maybe the answer is I could recruit for Spirit and cast it next turn, but I'm not sure if that's good enough. The reason to wait to cast it next turn is that we can port their only blue source and stay safe from a lot of the scary spells as is. I think that actually is probably good enough. A big reason I like it is because we have the Lauren in play already, so us drawing an extra card every turn is going to be pretty good. This might be, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this play ends up biting us for being kind of greedy, but I'm sort of interested in trying it out. No attacks, for obvious reasons. But we'll just keep their only blue source tapped until they show us another. And then as soon as they show us another, we're going to be sad. What is this? This Odawara? Odawara on the germ, maybe? Oh, no, they are... Okay, that's fine. Another missed land drop. I'm happy with that. So now we can cast Spirit and port twice. Let's see if they have a Force of Will. They do not. Still can't attack here, unfortunately, but we'll get there soon. So we can tap the seat, tap a tomb. Now we just want to draw Caracas more than ever. Thankfully, we have Lauren to help facilitate that. Oh my god, Lauren just keeps drawing us Caracas right away. It's awesome. Never didn't have it, so yeah, let's just do that. And they just scoop. That surprises me. I would not expect just a scoop there. Not going to complain about it, but it isn't what I expected. Whew. Alright, that was kind of sick. Alright, Seasoned Dungeoneer is awful. So is Mother of Runes. We'll figure out which ones end up staying in. Usually like these cards. What do I like? Excuse me. I'm usually medium on Cage. It's nice that it just shuts off. Caracas is very overworked in this matchup. Like, you kind of need to activate it like all the time. One thing I like about Cage is that it means that you don't have to use it on Emery ever. You can just let Emery stay in play. I do not really like Mindbreak Trap. I might bring it in because it's better than these cards. But I think Mindbreak Trap is really good on the first turn, sometimes, and a pretty bad top deck. But that said, again, I think most of these cards are also bad top decks, so I think it's probably fine to fill in Mindbreak Trap because it'll, it gives us a chance to high roll them if nothing else. And then I think the last card is either Containment Priest, mostly just as a 2/2 that turns your Flicker Wisps into Vindicates, which I don't think is that good, but like as an option. Or we could board in like one Surgical Extraction to take away all of their sagas, because that is a really scary card from them. I don't usually board this much in, but Dungeoneer is like so bad that I think the Surgicals are probably better than it. I might actually prefer Surgical over Mindbreak Trap, to be honest. I'm definitely nowhere close to confident about this boarding, but I'm going to try it out. I think this hand is just too... I don't know, can we afford to mull this? This hand has a high likelihood, a high risk of just getting run over. But maybe Spirit into Skyclave is still just good enough. Yeah, I think the games on the draw are always just kind of rough. So I don't think that I can, like... Oh. Alright. Well, that's a good sign. Just play Psy and a bunch of zeros here. A single zero. Huh, okay. Okay, what's up, Surgical? So we could field the Saga and surgical it right away. I'm kind of leaning towards that here. Yeah, let's do it. Notably, this mana lets them hard cast Force, so we're gonna pass into yeah, I think we're gonna do it in their upkeep. I don't want to wait till their draw step because I think them drawing a Force is just too risky. But if they want to spend any mana on it, I would rather them do it here. Okay, so their hand. Whoa, their hand is either horrible or a nightmare. So it is Dismember, Force, 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 Subtlety. So we did turn on them hard casting Subtlety, and that's what it's put a creature or planeswalker on the bottom. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So, what else do they have? They have 2 Cannoneers, 4 Thought Monitors. So they do have the actual full 8 casts. They have 4 Emeries, 3 Sighs, 2 Cannoneers, 2 more Dismembers, Needle and Shadow Spear, and then Spellbomb. Okay. Alright, their hand is kind of horrifying, but we'll see what happens. And the top deck's the Shadow Spear. That is a really scary top deck. Interesting. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Vile, because that might bait out one of these Force of Wills. I'm then going to cast Skyclave, which is almost certainly going to bait one of the Force of Wills. And then I really hope... Let's see. That's what I do to this. Do they counter it? It might be slow enough that they're not worried about forcing it. They do force it. They force pitching a Force. Deal. I'm now going to try to Skyclave the Shadow Spear. This might also get forced. It does not. Okay. What an interesting hand for 8 cast to have. Yeah, so something tells me they're just going to leave Subtlety up for a bit, which is very understandable. So if we... So we can play Port and then port one of their lands. Move to second main and then cast Wisp. There's a chance they'll force it. I'm going to try to Wisp the Skyclave, and I feel like the Skyclave is almost certainly going to get dismembered. And I think I'm okay with that. I just want the Wisp to block one of the Thopters. I might even have Skyclave, or I might even have Spirit trade with the 1/1. But I hope I get the Force and the Subtlety out of their hand, because then I get to play Timeless Dragon next turn, and that feels very good. So we're going to start with this. Oops, no attacks. Cast Wisp. I guess I might actually just Wisp a Thopter token here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll do that instead of targeting Skyclave. Okay, Spell Bomb is annoying. They just... Okay, they do just draw it. They just cycle it, so that's nice. And then Needle. I don't like that. What is that naming? Naming Port. Okay. Man, this is tough. So I think I want to Judgment here, aiming to kill the Psy, and then I hope that they force it, but I'm guessing they're not going to. I'm going to hope. Yeah, and I think now I'm going to... It's tough because, like, I don't really want to cycle Timeless Dragon because Dismember will only answer it once, and I would love to get 2 uses out of it, but I don't really want to hard cast it into the known subtlety, so I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. I guess I think I'm gonna cycle it, and actually since I know I'm gonna cycle it, I should have just... Oh, that makes me feel better. Okay. So does it mean did they draw like a Thought Cast or a Thought Monitor? Yeah, okay. Ugh. Hate when this happens. Oh my god. You don't need to do this. I'm glad I got rid of the Psy at this with this development though, that's for sure. Alright. So let's Plane Cycle. I think we're probably just dead here. If nothing else, I get to do this. And then I'll Wasteland the Seat. I don't know if that's right, but I'm feeling pretty dead regardless, so. I guess I am just literally dead, so yeah, we can just move on. I don't think I want to change anything about the boarding. I think I just want to draw better. That's a very interesting game, but didn't go our way. We have Lauren and Vile and Thalia. Yeah, I'm into this. And Solitude, notably. Ooh, our opponent has mulled to 5. was gonna say, I really hope they just go seat pass. That would feel amazing. Yeah, we're just gonna cast Thalia here. They're low on resources, so if they force it, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I was gonna say it, and I feel like they're probably just gonna play a Sai and then untap and then not be able to cast anything into it. And I'm gonna feel very good about that. And now I'm even gonna swords it. This is a thought cast. Yeah, they can't cast thought cast. 1 mana off that. So now we know it's in their hand, which is nice. No twos to put in. Draw a land here would be amazing. Oh hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, so I'll attack for 2. I'm gonna Vial in Lauren, because I definitely don't want that to be countered. But if this Wisp gets countered, I'm kind of okay with that. But it does not. And now I just get to take them off of so much mana. And now I have Field still to use on this Saga. Feeling very good about this game right now. Yep, Sai resolves. That's totally fine. Taking up Batterskull. Let's see. So I think I'm okay with... I think I'd rather not pitch Solitude to another Solitude for this Sai. I'm just gonna field... I'm gonna field the Saga in their draw step. And now I can take Vial up to 5 and have both of these Solitudes ready to give them the business. And also our Yorion, actually. Yeah, so I guess I'm just going to do this right away. Yeah, okay, cool. Love winning against 8cast. Those are some pretty solid wins against them, too. Alright, before we play the last match for the trophy, I'm going to take a short break. Probably be back in maybe 5 minutes or so. Yeah. Catch you probably by 10 o'clock or so. Something like that. Hey, what up? I'm back. Bruno Ramos, welcome to the stream. I will... Whoops, I keep clicking the wrong thing. I will show you my list right here. Here we go. It is very standard, at least my standard Saga list. I found room for three seasoned Dungeoneers by trimming 1 Wisp, 1 Skyclave, and 1 Lion Sash. I, over the course of 9 matches, have gotten seasoned Dungeoneer into play once against lands, and it was very good. And otherwise, it has not done a whole lot. But now it's time to play for the trophy. So the reason I'm playing Seasoned Dungeoneer over White Plume is I did try a list that had 4 White Plumes in it. I was also playing Ancient Tombs to sort of power them out. The 2 issues I found with that list was, 1, I don't think you can afford to play Ancient Tomb in a deck that isn't designed around winning the game really quickly after using Ancient Tomb, because it just makes your Delver matchup a lot worse, because you're just taking damage. And the initiative also isn't very good against Delver, because they can fight over it really well, because they're flying creatures tribal. And the reason I wasn't loving White Plume specifically is that it's not actually very good at fighting over the initiative. And because we are a deck that's not built around abusing the initiative, we're just trying to like use it normally. That left me in a lot of spots where I play the initiative, they take it back, and I don't even have like a real good way to fight back. And when I'm mostly playing the initiative just as an extra value part of my deck and not the thing that it's built around, I'm okay with the card costing more if the overall quality of the card is a lot higher. And that's definitely true for Seasoned Dungeoneer over White Bloom. It is bigger. It has a much more relevant and aggressive effect that also notably is way better at fighting over the initiative than White Bloom is. It is just a better singular card than White Plume is. Yeah, it's also faster. It like, the one thing I definitely felt when I was playing with White Plume is that you basically always had to go down the right side of the dungeon. And for what it's worth, I think the right side is very good. I think it's pretty underrated. But you basically always had to go down the right side because you were at risk of losing the initiative and being unable to get it back like all the time. Which means that you want to go down the right side because that's the side that helps you keep the initiative, whereas the left side is basically strictly about killing your opponent fast. The nice thing about... okay. Let's try that again. The nice thing about Seasoned Dungeoneer is it actually gives you a way to just kill them fast with the left side of the dungeon of the Undercity in a way that White Plume doesn't. Alright, we are playing for the trophy against Almighty Shank. Yeah. I fuck with this hand. Let's go. So yeah, that's my reason for Seasoned Dungeoneer over White Plume. I don't have a ton of experience with either. We did 3 total leagues with White Plume. This is only my second with Dungeoneer. And like I said, Dungeoneer has entered play exactly once. So, still got a lot to figure out there. The one time it did enter play, it was very good, but I think that's because the initiative kind of just solos lands. Is this Tess? Or is it 8 cast again? It is 8 cast again. Wild. They force pitching Thoughtcast. I think I'm into that. I really dislike playing 8-cast, so I'm upset I have to play it twice. But we'll see what happens. Are they just casting a Chalice on one? That's awful. Yeah, deal. Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure this is just an easy Skyclave the Emery. Just to keep them off casting baubles. Yeah, I think chalicing over casting another bauble is like pretty awful, honestly. They see the other Skyclave, okay. So I think here I'm happy to... So I'm either going to Eternalize and cast Thalia, or I'm going to recruit for like a Wisp or a Lauren or something. I think I would rather play Thalia, though. Yeah, I'm going to play Thalia. Oh my gosh, they just pass? I'm feeling very blessed right now. So what is in their hand? They can cast Cannoneer. They can't... What can't they cast? They can't cast Thought Monitor. They could have a Force of Will that they were trying to decide whether to cast on Thalia and chose not to. They don't really play any removal main deck, though. That's true, it could be Odawara. In the interest of playing around Odawara, I'm just going to attack with Skyclave, just to be safe. And then it's just a question of what we're doing with our mana here. I'm leaning towards recruit Lauren. I think I'm going to recruit Lauren. Yeah, I already played my land. Yeah, I think I'm more worried about Saga than I am about them drawing cards at this point. So let's go for Lauren. Next turn we can cast Lauren and then put Yorion into our hands, which feels really good. So. Okay, they did have Odawara, so that was a good call there. Seasoned Dungeoneer has only been in play once. It did win that game very handily, but it was against lands, and I think lands is kind of just by definition completely soloed by the initiative to a certain extent. The game was actually still kind of interesting, but I think they have a really hard time beating the initiative. Otherwise, this is match number 10, game 1, and we have just not seen it in play otherwise. There's Cannoneer. So they are just passing. So let me think here. Another land. The lands matchup is honestly pretty bad, at least post-board. Or at least pre-board. Post-board it gets a little bit more interesting. What do I want to do here? Yeah, I think what I want to do is... I think I want to Skyclave the Shadow Spear and cast Thalia. And then next turn I can Lauren and pay for ward. Notably this... Or no, sorry, they have another... This, I was thinking it shuts off the Mox Opal. That is not true. But... Notably, it makes it so that the Cannoneer kind of just can't attack, which is good because that is its job. Lauren's just so good. Sai makes it so that the Cannoneer can probably attack now, annoyingly, but... Yeah, please cast a bauble. Or something, so that I don't have to think about it. Okay, cool, we're good. They're not tapped out, but we now know they don't have force, and that's all that matters, so. This Cannoneer dying. And they don't even attack with it. I love this game sometimes. Okay, and they just scooped to the Lauren. God, Lauren is so good. Oh my god. Lauren has been, like, really good in literally every match we've played today. This card is just amazing. Uh-oh. This hand is too risky. Our opponent did mold a 6, so we can afford to mulligan as well. Ooh, this hand is awful. Okay. We're going to 5. I only run 1. I don't think you need more than 1. There's a possibility you'd want more than 1. But right now I just have the 1. My opponent is thinking about it. So maybe they will join me on the trip to a 5-card hand. We'll see. They are not. Okay. Let's keep this. I think on a 5-card hand we can't afford to keep surgical. And then this one's tough. I think Swords, Stoneforge, and Recruiter are all so strong that we might have to bin the Vial, But it's between Vile and Recruiter. Um, yeah, I guess it probably has to be the Recruiter. Ooh, they're forcing this. That feels good. Force pitch Thoughtcast. Deal. I was going to say, I think if I didn't draw another land, I was going to have to think about it, but now that we drew another land, snap wasting. Okay, that's kind of fucked up. Let's just draw another Wastelands. Another Wastelands. Do I hear another Wastelands? No. Okay. Port ain't bad, but we're not going to be able to use it here, really, so... yeah. Whoop. Cauldron it is. Yeah, they really did. I sincerely wonder if they have another lands. It would be kind of greedy for them to play the Saga if they didn't, though. Yeah, okay. They have Ancient Tomb. Another Stoneforge. Sure. I think it's pretty likely that their Saga is going to get an Aether Spellbomb, which makes it good that we have this Flicker Wisp. No, they get Shadow Spear. That's way easier to beat. They aren't even equipping it, huh? Well, that's weird. Do I swords this? I think I do. I think I just swords one and wisp the other. Because that just ensures that they won't be able to Shadow Spear either of them if neither of them exist. Yeah, let's go for that. Surgical is kind of nice to make sure we don't have to face Urza Saga anymore. Let's see if they like Odo, or they can't Otawara it, but maybe they would do something. Okay, so now we will wisp the constructs. I'm gonna surgical. What are they doing here? Petty theft on the germ. Okay, that makes sense. now I'm gonna Surgical Saga on their draw step. Less worried about a force because they only have 3 cards in hands. Let's see, Cannoneer, Thought Monitor, Mishra's Bauble. They can cast the Mishra's Bauble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they can cast Mishra's Bauble, Kappa Cannoneer next turn, which is a little bit scary. But at least we have the Wisp to attack them, and Stoneforge can get a Batter Skull. Yeah, okay. Notably, this also puts him down to... Yeah. So now we really need an answer for this Shadow Spear. That is not an answer for Shadow Spear, unfortunately. Yeah, this might... They might be able to take it from here. But I'm at least gonna try. Yeah, so let's get Batter Skull for the racing, and then I'm gonna Legend Rule my Caracas here, so that I can put it in with the untapped Stoneforge. So they can cast the Kappa Cannon, or they can cast the Thought Monitor, but only if they tap Ancient Tomb to do it. Which they do, okay. But now if they don't draw a mana source, they just lose. Okay, they do draw one. So I think as long as we can draw an answer for this Shadow Spear, we're in very good shape. If we cannot, then we're not in such good shape. So I guess we can attack with everything, and then we'll just Eiganjo the Thought Monitor. And then hopefully be able to kill them after that, but obviously it's not... Every turn that goes by with this Shadow Spear in play is looking worse and worse. But I think that's really our only option. Top 3 matchups to play against. I would say the best matchups in no particular order would be best matchups are probably the 4-color control matchup. I think is very good. Gosh, I haven't even thought about this question in a while. Just give me a second. Yeah, we're probably just gonna end up dying to an unblockable one next turn. But 4-color control matchup is good. The Delver matchup is tenuous but good. Yeah, okay. We are... Yeah, we're just dead. What other matchups even are there? Yeah, that Kappa just kind of soloed us, unfortunately. Oh yeah, right. Mono red is good. Your mono red stomping matchup is quite good. 4-color control matchup's very good. Two surgicals kind of stinks here. Depth is very even, although my win rate against it is pretty high. But I think it's just very skill testing. So your mileage may vary. Your mileage will vary in that matchup, that's for sure. But most fun for me. I really like playing at depth, that's for sure. As I just said, I think depth is very fun to play against. Also, this is partially because it's good, but I actually think correctly playing the 4-color control matchup is very interesting. Spoilers, I'm currently writing an article about how to win the 4-color control matchup as Death and Taxes, because there's a lot of people who seem to struggle with it. And I don't think anybody needs to struggle with it, because I think the matchup is very good. Let me think about this hand really quick first. 2 surgicals, I think, makes this basically a mold of 6. And not a great one either. Maybe it's good enough with the Thalia. Yeah, I'll try it. I think lands used to be a really fun matchup. I think when D&T was like kinda positive, I think that matchup was very fun. I think the stuff that makes lands better in the matchup makes the games less interesting. Mill over a Saga, please. No, they do not. They're just cracking their baubles, huh? Force pitching Kappa Cannoneer. Deal. Yeah, I'll just guess Thalia. Yeah, depths, 4-color control. I honestly think a lot of combo matchups are interesting. Like, when you don't just get killed right away. I think the figuring out how to navigate through their combo turns, knowing exactly what they need to kill you and knowing exactly what you can do to keep them from killing you, I think those games are very fun and cool. Needle and Wasteland, huh? That's rude. Let's draw Field of Ruin. No. Port's not bad, though. Okay, what do I want to do here? I think I'm going to attack with Thalia, and I'm going to port the Saga in their upkeep. I think there is a decent chance that I'll surgical whatever they target with Emery, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe that's bad. I'll start with attacking with Thalia, though. I guess knowing that I have the second one, it's probably the only thing that the second surgical is going to do. So... yeah, we'll see what they target. play Odawara. And they are targeting Opal. Yeah, okay. I'll hit Opal. It's definitely not the most exciting hit, but their hand is Petal, Mishra's, and Thoughtcast. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. If they miss a land, that probably makes more sense. So I think I'm pretty solidly skyclaving the Emery here, and then so I can. Let me see. So I can. Yeah, I think I just have to skyclave the Emery because they'll just draw a turn for forever. And then I can surgical the Saga once it gets cracked. And this Wasteland will be sad for a while, but eventually we'll figure it out. And the one construct they make looks kind of scary, but we can wisp it, so. The only annoying thing will be if they draw a Saga for this turn, they still get to play it, annoyingly, but... Probably getting Shadow Spear, I have to imagine. Spell Bomb. Interesting. Alright, no more Sagas. They get a Brazen Borrower. They have a Brazen Borrower in their hands. They have one more Brazen Borrower. They have one more Cannoneer, a bunch of Thought Monitors, and Psy. So now we're looking at kind of the old 8 cast to beat right now. Alright, Thoughtcast has been cast. So we can get rid of these. We know about Brazen Borrower. I don't want to let them draw first because I don't get priority after they draw. So if they draw a Saga, they're just going to play it. And I don't have any responses. I don't have the chance to respond to it. Yep, no worries. So now we will get to port them for a bit. Next turn we'll get to put Yorion into our hands, probably. Unless we get something more exciting to do. I don't want to attack with Thalia here because they could spell bomb the Skyclave to make a 3/3 that would just eat the Thalia. So we have to regrettably let it go. But here we'll put Yorion into our hand and port them again. Same thing as last turn. No Thalia attack here. I just take it and go to 1. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna play Vile and pass. I don't think there's a lot of value in casting Yorion here when I know that they have a way to not die between the Borrower and the Spellbomb. Okay, they are cycling the Spellbomb. I think that makes some amount of sense. And there we go! Trophy! We did it! We beat 8 cast twice. That feels real good. My win rate against 8 cast historically is horrible even before Kappa Cannoneer came into play. I'm going to celebrate and open all these chests. First chest opening on stream. Let's do it. Did we get anything good? Did we get anything good? We get a Thoughtseize. That might be it. Oh, Gut. Is Gut worth anything? Nope, Gut's worth nothing. At least it's the right Thoughtseize. Maybe there's something in there worth something. Anyway, yeah, sick trophy. I think the jury is still extremely out on Seasoned Dungeoneer. Because we just keep kind of running into matchups where it's not that relevant. There's certainly an argument that we boarded out so much that it's not worth being in our deck in the first place, but I do think that's not entirely fair given the weird, like, leagues are nonsense, etc. You just see a lot of weird decks, and it's hard to sometimes draw any real conclusions. Lauren MVP, this card is amazing. Please, I'm begging you, just cut Commando for Lauren. It's so much better. Like, it's hard to overstate how much better it is. But like I mentioned, it's a short stream tonight because I have to be at the airport tomorrow very early for my vacation. So thank you everybody for stopping by. The VOD will be up on YouTube as usual, and I will be around next week. So, you know, as always, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel, we will be playing some Flavor of Death and Taxes. There's a decent chance I'll run this back again, but we'll see. The reason I don't think Torpor Orb really matters in the Commando versus Lauren question is that there's basically no matchup where you can afford to proactively recruit for a Commando in response to an orb that you don't even know is out yet. I think the real answer, if you're concerned about sideboard Torpor Orbs, is just to play more Council's Judgments. Because basically every deck that can bring in Torpor Orb, Council's Judgment is also very good against them. So that's basically my Commando versus Lauren argument. I think you just get Council's Judgments because they are better top decks in so many more situations than just Torpor Orb, which is kind of the only reason you would put Commando in your deck. But yeah, I'm heading off. Thank you everyone for stopping by as usual, and I will catch you all next weekend, next Thursday.